I really wish that little female would go broody, start laying again, and I say go broody because that would give me an excuse not to kill her. I'll just stick some chicken eggs under her to hatch out a few more chickens, some bigger chickens from the pig house lot. But I don't want to have to kill her on her own, it's not fair. These two it's going to be a shame to kill. Heaviest one I'll have for Christmas. But her, I really don't want her to go in the freezer. Just hope nature's going to be kind to me and to her and get her broody, even if she doesn't start laying again, but just to go broody, so that I can utilise her. And then Morris can have his wife back when everybody's grown up, and so either in the freezer or sold, both. And he can have 4 of his daughters for company too, because I will keep them on to do the same again next year, maybe. But it's tragic that she went off brood. Well, she stopped laying and then went off. Well, she stopped laying because the eggs were being nicked. The boiled ones. I mean, I was collecting hers and bringing them into the house, but then of course the boiled ones went missing, and that seemed to put her off. Whereas old Broken Shoulder here didn't care whether she was sitting on bare earth or eggs. She wasn't bothered. She was broody, that was it. She was broody. Same as No Tail here. Her eggs were being stolen too. By whatever it was. I suppose I could have put the live trap out there and put some eggs in it and seen what I caught, but I can't be bothered. It's just a case of remove the eggs and be done with it. She didn't care that there was no eggs for her to sit on either. Even though I had her in here for 3 days on boiled eggs. Didn't put her off. And the same with BH. She went broody and there was nothing that was going to take her off brood. But that little one out there, she just stopped laying and never went broody. She might have thought about it for a few seconds, but she certainly wasn't serious. Whereas the lunatic hen out in the tin hut, I think is deadly serious this time. She attacked me this morning when I went in there to put the... No, I'd put the feed out for the guineas because she's sitting in the guineas house over in the pig shed lot there, pig house lot there. And she didn't come out for feed, so I moved the wood to make sure she was still alive or see where she was, and she promptly attacked me. So she's dead serious this time, but whether she'll be as serious when I bring her over tonight, just before it gets dark, who knows? Knowing her, she won't be. But I'll keep her penned in for 24 hours if I have to. Right, that's that. And just look what these hooligans have done to the patch there. I know that's the rain last night. Well, it rained all night and it's rained all day. It's now 4:30 and it only stopped about 20 minutes ago. But they've totally trashed the run in there, and I'd very much like to get them out of here and put them somewhere much wide open spaces, either with or without Mum, even though she's sort of trying to wean them and rejecting them and attacks them every time the poor little devils go to eat. But they still follow her everywhere and she still calls them, so as long as there's food not around, no food around, she's okay. She doesn't attack. But that really is an ugly chick. I don't know what that looks like. It's like something out of a Harry Potter horror. I mean, that is just grim. Poor little bear neck, they're so sweet. We got a real mishmash here. That bare neck over there isn't exactly very attractive either. There's some with sort of 2 tufty bits either side like this one. White and black head there digging around. It's got 2 poofy bits at the side. Looks like it's got 2 big buns. That one, I don't know if it knows what colour that's going to be. Pretty little Moran type one that's in there. You can't see that with the grass, but I'd like to get them out of here. Give this a rest for 3 or 4 weeks. Put a load of lime down. Sterilise the ground a bit. And then get Babs and 2 turkey babies and her 4 chicks out here. But putting 2 turkey babies on a patch that this number of chickens have been on, probably asking for trouble. But where else do I put them? I don't know where else on earth to put them. There's the little Moran type thing there. But that is also ugly. I mean, seriously, ugly. Heavens. You've really bred some ugly babies, you know. And they're all your eggs, so it's your fault. Nobody else's, because the rooster's handsome. Old Friar. So, yeah, an ugly bunch. Well, I finally achieved it with a lunatic hen. Come out so she doesn't get too rattled. Put the 12 guinea fowl eggs on her nest. I had to encourage her off the nest, so from somebody that was never very serious, she is now very serious. She's having a good feed. And just hope that she goes back in the nest. I'll get me bucket out of here. Hope she goes back to the nest when she's finished making her noise and doing her thing, and see what she does. These babies are doing very well, but we had another little fatality with broken shoulders lot. I'm not sure if it was the one that she trod on the beak of, but the day before yesterday there was one having a semi-fit on the floor all by itself, almost as if it was super glued via the side of its face to the mat by the feeder there. She was nowhere around. Well, she was over the other side, but this was just having a fit by the feeder. And I watched for a few seconds thinking, what on earth's going on here? Oh, God. And it then stopped sort of flashing around with its head on the floor and got up, shook itself and went to net. Fine. Yesterday I came in here, everybody went to eat, did a quick head count, just looked at them all, they all went straight to the feeder, all seemed to be fine. And I came back a couple of hours later, she was laying down by the feeder and she got up and there was one just laying there that wouldn't have been anywhere near either of her legs. It was sort of been in the middle of the front of her, so there was no way she could have squashed it, and it was just laying there chirping. I thought, okay, so I picked it up, brought it to the house, put it under the lamp. It was very, very cold when I picked it up, so I don't quite know what was going on there, because I say she had just got up from sitting on them, so its little feet were absolutely frozen, and it didn't feel very warm, and it was breathing with its mouth open, so I thought, that's it, it's going to die. So I say, put it under the lamp, left it for a couple of hours, tried it on some egg yolk that I'd sterilised with boiling water. It had a few mouthfuls of that, put it back in the box under the lamp. It seemed to be okay. Went back an hour or so later just to check it when I went to feed the baby pigeon, and it was dead. Did a post-mortem on it. Its liver was very yellow. It absolutely reeked. It had a pooey bottom, which the others haven't got. So I'm not quite sure what happened with that one. It certainly wasn't laid on or injured by her, but internally it just didn't seem right at all. So whether that was the very small one that hatched last of hers that was really dopey when I brought 4 in that were very dopey and not sort of squared off at all. And then I came back and there was another 3 that weren't quite at the same stage as the other 7, rushing around and leaping about and chirping away. whether it was one of them, and there was a very small one there. It was obviously the last one to have hatched because it was very much behind the others. It just laid there and just chirped and wouldn't go to mum to find warmth, whereas all the others sort of did eventually. The 7 certainly did. 3 were a little bit retarded in getting to mum, but 4 just laid there and chirped on the floor and didn't move. 1 especially didn't move. I had to keep picking it up and putting it back under her, so that's why I brought them in. It was a pointless exercise. So it may well have been that one. Maybe it got chilled because she was off the nest just a little bit too quick for the last one's hatch to be able to cope with the sudden change of temperature. I don't know, but I suspect it probably was. So it's your fault, old girl. Old Maude stays on the nest too long. You come off the nest too quick. Oh, no tail got it about right. Hatched them all out, left them there overnight. Didn't come out until the next afternoon. They were all out anyway, except for 1. That one's still alive, by the way, in the incubator, and it seems to be growing. So for somebody who wasn't going to use the incubator or the hatcher this year, that Rincy incubator has certainly had a lot of use so far. Would you shut up making around and go back to your nest, you stupid hen? She said, oh my God, I've got more eggs now. I can't bear this. What's going on? Should we go back? Yeah, I think so. She's looking. From 2 boiled eggs, she's now up to 12 guinea fowl eggs. I don't know if they can count chickens. But that's it, tread all on them. Typical hen. Just tread all over the eggs. Don't matter if you break a few dozen. That's it. March around on them. That probably isn't being picked up on this because, I say, it has to be brilliant sunshine for this to record correctly. Although it looks like you're looking through a black hole in a puddle of mud. Oh, no, she's shuffling down. Oh, okay. Well, so far so good. Okay. I'll leave that like that then. Good girl. Your babies seem to be a week in advance of their age, old girl, don't they, hey? They do, they seem to be a week in advance of their age. Feisty little bunch. Let's hope we can get 100% out of you. She hasn't even brushed one yet, let alone trodden on it. But then she's a much smaller turkey. She's very, very dainty little turkey. Aren't you, dear? Yeah. Oh. And I think broken shoulder, not broken, shut up. BH's eggs are thinking about hatching because she's sat fast on the nest for the last 24. She didn't come for breakfast this morning, so we can't hear everything that's going on there because there's just too much noise everywhere else. And this lot chirping away and what have you. Oh, that is comical. Two little bottoms. They're getting too big even for Maude, and she's a fairly reasonably sized turkey. I can see you. Yes, I can. You're not exactly sort of keeping warm, are you? Only your left side is being warmed. Yes. Poor mum. I think we'll have to bring a lamp out here, aren't we, old girl? Those that want to go under the lamp can. Those that can fit under you can do that. Get under her tail. Poor old Maude. She has to sit like that. At night they sort of all clamber around her. A couple sit on her back, but she obviously lays down because she has to. Poor girl, she can't stay standing up all night. Or partly standing all night. There's not one there. Partly sticking out. You look like you've got 2 growths, old girl. Yes. This is what I have. 25 of them all clambering around under me. But I think that'll help her a little. Got to check to see how old these are. What are they, not old? 3 weeks old? Don't know. I'll check. And there's my little turkey that was so pitiful and pathetic. Look at the size of its crop now. It's an almighty great balloon jutting out in front of you. Yes, it is, little one. Yes, it is. Thank heavens for that. Look at the chicks' crops. God, they're huge. No, but it's doing fine now. Even catching up in size with brother or sister there. So that's brilliant. Very pleased about that. So far so good. Not quite sure what's going on with old BH here, but there's plenty of broken shells there to see. She has been out, but I wasn't in here when she came out. There was lots of chirping and chattering going on underneath her last night. There was one making a bit of a growling noise this morning, so I'm not sure if she'd come out and gone back again and trodden on one. Whether there's a fatality under her there, I'm not sure. Maybe there will be, I don't know. Hope not. But if they come out and the babies don't follow and they go back again, the chance of them treading on one or two or more is quite high. I don't think there's any whole eggs in front there that I can see. That's certainly a shell. I think that one next to it is. One behind, I'm not sure. It might be a shell too. But the nest is silent. I can't hear a thing. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But no doubt all will be revealed sooner or later, one way or the other. The trials of being a mother. Look how the poor girl's got to lay. Wings spread out, 3 heads poking through, so they're basically, and she's panting, they're basically not cold at all. They're just being precocious children. Yeah. That's what you get when you abuse your mother like that. You don't need the warmth. No, you don't. Got a couple in here actually that look a little depressed. I don't know if they're getting just a little bit too much protein, because there's protein in the guinea, turkey and pheasant pellets, which I feed for the first month usually, and then I wean them off of it, because I don't like feeding things like that. You never quite know what's in it, and I'm always worried that there's going to be animal byproducts, even though it's supposed to be illegal to put animal byproducts in these things now. I doubt very much that anybody takes notice of the law and does it anyway, because it's a cheap option. They can charge through the nose for it, and it costs them virtually nothing to produce it. And I shouldn't think in France anybody ever bothers to test anything. I mean, we're eating horse meat in hamburgers, so, you know, there you go. So I give them soya and oats and some corn and wheat in a mash as well with it. But it may be just a bit too much protein. But there's a difference in sizes though, compared to the one there on the left, the one there in the middle, and the one on the right. It's almost as if they're not the same nest lot, but they are. Of course, those were, what, 2-3 days behind? They actually hatched on the correct day, which was the Monday. The rest hatched on Thursday, Friday. So maybe that's the difference. 3-4 days makes the difference between that size there, the one walking away by the drinker there, or 3 there by the drinker, and that one there walking away towards the back of the stables there. Very much smaller. There's about 3 or 4 that are very noticeably smaller. There's 2 of them there. But the rest are doing alright. Well, they're all doing fine. They're doing fine. Not worried about them. What's happened to you? Or are you just resting? I hope you're just resting and you're not sickening for something. You just resting? Breathing heavy? You hot? Yeah, it's got hot in here again, hasn't it? Yes. After 3-4 days of pleasant weather. Rainy, but always cools down after a storm. It's got extremely hot again. Again overnight. I really do want to get these out. Supposed to be moving the the black bear neck today, putting her out in the pig pen the other side where they can roam around freely, and she won't keep getting out the window to get out at 6 o'clock in the morning and making a hell of a row while her babies are left in the caravan having a fit. Well done, Maude. Yes, that's just put a load of chickens in their food. That was a good move, Maude. Yeah, good move. Bright girl. Yep, I know you're fed up being in there, aren't you? Got to get rid of the other three so I can put her out there and they can go out in their pen, but I think they're still a little bit small for the minute when they wander off. Yeah, they could still get picked off by something that was clever enough to dart between the strings and the bags that I'll be hanging out on the strings. I might leave them another week, see. But, yeah. Not doing anything today, got raging toothache, so I'm really not cleaning out caravans today and moving 13 chicks and a hen out the other side, even though the pen's ready out there. Just the physical effort of bending down, picking up 13 chicks, I'm afraid it's going to crucify me, so it's not going to happen today. So I'm afraid, people, you've got to stay and suffer this torture in here for another day at least. You have. Sorry. I'll get you out as soon as I can.